Go Flat Tracker. Go Flat Tracker. Go, go, go.
Club and Flat Track Pod brought to you by our partners. ShredDesign.co. If you're looking for the sickest jersey prints in the biz, look no further than ShredDesign.co on Facebook. Europa Fencing, the place to go for all your rural fencing needs. Classic wheels, spokes, Otway Hydro Blasting, make your old girl look new again. Plus, our newest partner, MX Inc. Do you want your bike to stand out in the crowd with custom graphics done by the best? Then contact Luca and the team at MX Inc. And last but not least, Clava, keeping you on track for longer. Now, onto the episode.
All right, so here we are for the Clover Flat Track Pod. I've got Grant Charnock and Tom Norvey with me. My internet's really dodgy, so I'm trying to get Tom to run with this one. We'll see how we go. Throwing you in early, Tom. Welcome, Grant. Grant and Tom know each other really well. Tonight, actually, right now, is pretty much my first time meeting you, Grant. So it's good to meet you, and
Yes,
thanks
sir.
for coming on. And we can see in
Thank-
your background there, for those that are watching on YouTube, that you've obviously been around racing a long time. So let's get straight into it while I've got a little bit of service here. Yeah, tell us about yourself, where you about becoming a racer.
First off, I'd like to thanks Darcy for having me on here. Thanks, Tom, for sorting it out. It's good to meet you. So I'm from Cowra, New South Wales. It's about an hour south of Bathurst. I started riding when I was 4 on a POE 50, like everybody else back then. My dad wasn't a racer, my uncle was, so I sort of went under his wing, and he led me along the way, and I went under his racing number. And yeah, I was hopeless when I first started. We travelled all around Australia and couldn't even win a heat race. And I used to get cranky about it too. But years and years of just chasing them and going everywhere. And eventually one day I got sick of coming last and started winning.
Twisted the throttle a bit harder.
Yeah.
I think there is pretty good. I think there's pretty good lag here, Tom. Do you want to keep soldiering on for us?
Yeah, all right. So, first
Can
started
you hear
racing
me?
at 4, so I'm guessing you started racing at Woodstock. Was your first meeting there?
Actually, Canberra was my
Oh,
first
right,
race
yeah.
meeting. It was an oil track back then, and the start gates were drop back gates, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and then Woodstock. But my very first meeting was at Canberra, I remember, on oil.
Right. So as a junior, so you travelled throughout the country, did all the state and national series?
Yeah, so we used to do the Victorian titles. I won a few vases in my time from Broadford, and I've never ever done a Queensland title. It's the only one I've never done. I've won and placed in lots of New South Wales titles and Victorian titles and Australian titles, but I've never ever done a Queensland title.
So what would you say would be your
Queensland's
favourite
a long way
track
away, isn't it?
besides
How
your
far
home
away
track?
is
You
it?
could always got a
I won my first Australian title at Townsville. It took us about 3 days to drive there, so it made it worthwhile. And I've never been back.
Is that as a junior?
Yeah, on the 85, I was about 10.
Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah.
So how many Aussie junior titles did you end up with? Go back.
I've got a frame there of all my medals. I think 6, and
Yeah,
placed in 12.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. What about state? How many do you manage to get state titles?
I'll tell you exactly.
See, hopefully I can have a board like that one day with all my medals on it.
So this is something we got made up. It's got all my Aussie and they're all Aussie titles
Wow.
as a junior
Yeah.
in New South Wales.
It's a
I
fantastic
think
idea.
6. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a great idea. No, I've only got one medal, so I only need one small little picture frame, not that big.
Yeah. About 6, I think, New South Wales titles I won.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah.
Not as many as some people, but the first probably 5 years of my racing career, I didn't win a lot at all, let alone a title. So
Yeah, right. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. So have you only ever done dirt track, or have you ventured in a couple of other disciplines?
So when I first turned 16, a fella in Canberra by the name of Axel, he had Axel motorcycles down there. He used to help Ian Hamilton and a few other boys out on flat track. He had a road bike, a Lolaris 125. He asked me if we wanted to have a go at it. And I said, yeah, sure. So I done that for 2 years with him, got second in a New South Wales title on it. And then you would remember the Valvoline Superbike thing we done at King and Nepean.
Yeah,
So I got chosen to be one of them riders at King and Nepean. And then we went on and done some fitness tests. And me and another fella called Jackson Jeffries, we got the last 2 spots. We went and done test day at Eastern Creek. And,
Oh, yeah. I remember Jackson. He's from Kurri Kurri.
Yeah, and I got chosen to do be the reserve rider for the is a 6 hour at Phillip Island, I think.
Oh, wow.
And then I crashed at Woodstock on flat track and broke a lot of bones and never ever got back on a road bike again.
No, yeah, but I'd always wondered, because I remember two or three guys from our club, they were nominated to, well, wear the Valvoline leathers for the King of the Pan. I'd always wondered what if you guys actually got out there and had a ride and
Yeah.
how all that
And
evolved.
so we had to go and do fitness tests, cycling with them and stuff, and they chose two of us to go and do a test day, and then one of us got picked to be the reserve rider.
Yeah, right. So what bikes were they on? 600s were they?
Superbike.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, Yamahas or?
Nah, Honda. Yeah,
Oh, right. Nice.
Yeah.
Geez, that would have been a bit of an experience for you, jumping on 1,000 after getting off a 450.
Yeah, well, even off the 125, I've only done about 220 flat, so the superbike went a lot faster than that.
Yeah, I bet it did. Oh, right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All
And
right,
then
so,
other than that, I've had a speedway bike, but never really done a lot with it. It's hanging from the roof of the shed and it looks good there.
Yeah, what, never not really got the hang of it, or you're just not interested?
Back then, when I got mine, you had to travel like 6 hours was the closest track to have a ride.
Yeah.
Where now, like, we've got a track in Cowra and there's tracks everywhere to ride. Where I sort of got sick of going and doing 5 heats and going home and not learning anything. And
Yeah.
you'd only get to ride it once a month or so. Like, you needed to be on it more. So
Yeah,
I
it
never
does
really
get
I never
difficult.
rode one as a junior, like on a 125. Like, to learn, I had to learn on a 500, made it hard. So
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've spent a couple of times on a speedway bike, and I definitely couldn't get the hang of it. Well, not anywhere nearly as fast as you need to be, or committed as you needed to be. So
they make it look
at
easy,
least.
that's for sure.
Oh man, it's. I was watching who was it down? I think it was Jack Morrison down at Broadford at the Bonanza, and it looked like he wasn't even trying. Like it's just, and like I just couldn't. Yeah, I think some people have just got the knack, just got the style, and can just let it rip and make it look easy. Like you watch the Holder boys, you watch Doyley, and you're just thinking like it. Yeah, they're more focused on the racing than actually riding the thing, which everyone else is trying to figure out how to ride it more than get it to go quick.
If only a few of them would get on a long track bike and see how easy it is to ride.
Especially somewhere like Bathurst.
They're heaps easier than a speedway bike. They do everything for you. You just got to have.
Okay.
You just got to have the nuts to hold it on when you get to the end of the straight. Really.
Yeah, exactly right.
You just lean in the corner and they do it all for you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, it's it definitely looks like an art in itself. What do they call it? Poetry in motion.
Effortless.
I couldn't hold a push bike flat around the corner, let alone holding something like that around the corner. So I definitely have a lot of respect for the guys that that get on it and be able to do it. That's for sure. No, it's unreal. All right. Well, yeah, Darcy's definitely thrown me in the deep end here. His screen's gone completely frozen and he hasn't said a word in 10 minutes, which probably would excite a couple of listeners / viewers. But
Can you hear me
tell
now?
us some more about your racing career. Tell us more about what you've done, and everything else in between.
So pretty much only done dirt track apart from a bit of road racing. I've won all them titles. When I went senior, I rode my uncle Steve Croker. He gave me a couple of Elsinores to ride at classic titles.
Yep.
I won the 125 final and got second on the 250.
Nice.
They were pretty fun to ride, but he's never offered them to me again.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Was that a scared of you blowing it up thing, or you've done what you wanted to do on them?
The 250 blew the gearbox up in the final, got stuck in top gear.
Oh, no. What track was that at?
At Raymond Terrace.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So lucky it was a big track because otherwise it would have fouled up on methanol. So
yeah.
And the 125, it's never been beaten. So he's won a lot of titles on it, and then I won one on it, and I think he wanted to retire it unbeaten.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, they're pretty nice bikes actually.
Yeah. No, I remember the first time I saw you race was, I think it was Blaney Long Track 2008, and the last
As junior.
I'm trying to think if it was Ryan Douglas that was in the same race. There was someone that you crossed the line with neck and neck, and it was a Queenslander. You come out of the last turn in third, split the two, and you drag race whoever was in the lead, whoever won it. I think you just got second. You drag raced all the way to the line.
Yeah,
I think it might have been Ryan Douglas or one of them boys, but man, that was one of the most, because I was standing up the top of Greg Heatley up with the top flag point. because I think he was a clerk that meet and watching that. I think you come from about 6th or 7th. And mate, I was the whole time, I'm like, holy shit, it did not look like your wrist moved off that throttle the whole way around.
I actually think I've still got the lap record at Bathurst, Blaney on 254 Street.
Yeah, okay,
That was set as a junior, and I still couldn't beat it as a senior.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's unreal. No, that was definitely a wicked race meeting there. I was in that same, actually no, I was in the 250 Pro 250 class. I think it was called that then, or just 254 straight. And yeah, no, I was nowhere near getting to the repechage, let alone the final. But it was sick to watch though. I think that was my first introduction into open dirt track racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was a massive eye opener coming from Nepean to watching you guys around that track was fucking insane.
Yeah, there's heaps of dirt on that track. It was very deep.
Yeah, definitely. I think one year you and Goffey had the same or the equal fastest time straight after practice. I think you were identical in one Blaney long track meet.
That would have been the New South Wales titles they had there, and all the lights went out.
That's right. Yeah, the lights went out when the sidecar heat was on.
They declared all the points on heats. They didn't run any finals at all and declared the meeting.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
I was unbeaten. I won every race I went in, and I got 2 third-place trophies in the mark.
Yeah, right. How many heats were there?
I'm not sure, but it just worked out. Some people that I hadn't raced against had won all their races as well, and yeah, I don't know how they worked it out, but it's a bit of a shit fight.
I don't know. I guess it's pretty hard to protest or complain once the meeting done and dusted.
Yeah, I mean, the people that won were obviously happy. If it was the other way around, I would have been happy as well. So
yeah. So what would you reckon your biggest or let's say your most challenging meeting you've done that you've come out on top? The one you had to work hardest for?
Probably these days they're getting harder. As you get older, they definitely get harder.
Yeah.
I can't really remember my junior days really, but yeah. Last year when I went to Raymond Terrace and got third in the 450 final, that was probably the hardest final I've ever been in, I reckon.
Yeah, okay.
It was tough. Every heat race was tough. Anybody could have won the final. Literally anybody. Whoever got out of the start was going to win.
Yeah, I think that's one. Caution won that one, I think, didn't he?
Caution won one, and Harry won the other one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I won the 250s. I got third on 450.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, nice. That's right. You're on James Sorty's bikes.
Yes, he had a broken collarbone, and he was kind enough to lend me his bikes.
Yeah,
and they made life easy. They're very fast.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, you can see the accomplishments he's had on those bikes. So yeah, it would have made that job a little easier for sure.
Oh, made life so much easier.
So I don't know what Darcy's doing or if he's still there at all. He looks pretty.
Can you hear?
Pretty still if he's not.
I'm scared.
To
talk.
We can hear you. It's going all right, and then it's cutting out or going a bit patchy, you could say. But yeah,
it's pretty shit ass. I was going to ask Grant if he does all his own engine work.
No, so my uncle that got me into racing, Tom White, he's got White Race Tuning. He done his engines and my engines in his back shed. And then he had Troy Herfoss riding his bikes. He had a 250 2-stroke on methanol, Yamaha, and a KX 500 on methanol. And just taught himself and done mine and his bikes. And me and Troy were winning, and it went from there. He ended up opening up his own shop, and he was very successful, built lots of very fast bikes.
So it sounds like methanol was the fuel of choice.
Back then on a 2-stroke.
2 minutes after I say it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you've got a lot of editing to do this one, big fella.
Yeah. Any other questions, Tom?
Mate, I normally just bounce off the back of what you normally go off as well. You normally throw me in there left, right and centre. But you definitely didn't prepare me to steer the ship on this one.
Well, we thought
you should see the facial bully now. I should screenshot this. This is quality. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with his internet. All right, more questions. Shit, yeah. Well, do you want to talk about what happened?
Didn't he give you a sheet or something?
No, he's hopeless. He normally just starts going off. I just throw shit in left, right, and centre. But he's normally got a list of questions he's got off the top of his head.
You just spark in the background.
I just throw the odd swear in there just to make it exciting, just to bring
Yeah.
the viewers rates up a bit more. So after the he just messaged me. He said he would pretty much wing it anyway. He just throw off whatever we've got. But I heard well, I spoke to you at Bathurst. He had a bit of a crash at the Vic Titles last year. You wanna throw a bit of light on that?
Yeah, so I've had a lot of crashes in my time. They as you get older, you don't heal as quick, I suppose. In Victoria last year, I was riding the Victorian titles. I think it was only the first or second heat race on Sunday, day two. Just the end of the straight, it was only a little crash, just lost the front in the first turn. Nothing major, but unfortunately, a rider behind me cleaned me up, run straight over me. Broke my back in 5 places, L1 to L5.
Oh, jeez, yeah, right.
My L1 was unstable and put pressure on my spinal cord, which done a lot of nerve damage and lost more feeling in my legs, lower body.
Yeah.
Broke 15 ribs. And
Wow.
my lung collapsed twice. I don't remember any of it at all. Don't remember Sunday. Probably a good thing.
Yeah.
They got a helicopter in for me, took me to Royal Melbourne,
Yeah.
which I was there for 3 or 4 weeks. They put some plates and screws in my back. Yeah, fixed me out the best they could and sent me home. Had to learn to walk again. And
Yeah, right, far out. Yeah, I knew it was gnarly. I knew it was a big hit. I was only going for what people were saying that were down there and everything else. But I was glad to see you up and about at Bathurst. So what so I seen that you got your ankle fused or your foot fused?
no, so I didn't hurt my legs or anything. They're just from the nerve damage.
Oh, yep.
So I still haven't got full feeling back in my foot. So my left foot, I've got foot drop now. So when I lift my foot up, the toes they drop down like that. So
Okay.
I've got a brace that just holds my foot flat when I lift it up off the ground, makes it easier to walk and drive and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Hopefully it's not forever, but nerves grow back at 1 mil a week. So it's going to be a long process, but hopefully we'll make a full recovery.
Definitely. Definitely want to see you back on a bike again. And it's sad when you hear accidents and things like that. And they're definitely the slow recovery. But in hindsight, we're glad that it wasn't a hell of a lot worse than that could have been with the amount of injuries that you had. It's good to see you up and smiling and still coming out to the meetings and cheering on the boys.
Yeah, no, it's all right. I went to Bathurst and helped Ashley Wildsmith. I'm pretty good mates with him. I've rode with him in the Postie Challenger tomorrow for a few years now, and just went and gave him a hand and get out of the house really.
So what's the future? What have you got in your eyes? What are you looking at?
So at the moment, I've just gone and done my coaching license.
Yep.
So try and give a bit back to the sport, I suppose, help some young kids and just enjoy what I enjoy, really.
Yeah, nice. Darcy's sending me messages and asking questions because his side of it's obviously shit the bed. But he said, once you're fully recovered, he goes, fully recovered. Dirt track is the main discipline. Do you have any intentions of jumping on 19s and having a spin? Maybe at the AFTN or something along those lines.
Yeah, I do have a set of 19s. I've only done a few races on them, nothing major. But yeah, anything's possible. Everyone's telling me I'm mad if I even think about getting back on a bike. But
it's been in your blood your whole life, mate. It's kind of hard to not want to do it. You know what I mean?
I've broken that many bones now. Why stop now?
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. After I've had a couple, I've had a few relatives turn and say to me, "Oh, why don't you give it up? Don't you think you're too old now, or whatever else?" I'm kind of like, "Well, nah, not really." Especially the sidecars, it's a whole different realm, as you know. It's a whole different feeling. It's a definitely different ball game.
Yeah. No, if I can get a clearance and I'm able to ride again, I'll definitely get back on a bike.
Yeah, awesome. That's exactly what I want to hear. I think we can see you, Darcy. You're a bit clearer now, so I'm kind of reading the messages and looking at you at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon
mate. We're doing it like pros. We're winging it.
Yeah. All right. I don't know if you can hear Darcy, but he goes, "Is this your worst injury? Is this the worst one you've had?"
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I've had my neck screwed back together. I've had plates and pins in my left shoulder. But yeah, this one's definitely by far the hardest and worst one.
Yeah, right, okay, yeah. You're looking
Yeah,
good,
you've
Darcy. You
got
can
some
chime in.
young family members you've got some young families that members that race too, don't you? Do you have some kids?
Yeah, so I've got a daughter, Ruby. She's not she's about to turn 9 tomorrow. She's only been riding around the nippers. But my partner's got two little boys, 7 and 8, and they race as well. They're on 65s. Mace actually won the Victorian title down there when I crashed last year on the 50.
Oh, wow, good on you.
So won his first title.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's gives me something to do out in the shed during the week, getting their bikes ready and then helping them along the way. But they don't like listening to me.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
And when you do have a big incident like this, how's it talked about in the family, or it's not, or because it is a part of our sport that everyone sort of knows is there. But I don't know. Do you guys talk about it a bit?
Not. It's been hard not to talk about it. It's been my whole life the last 5 months. But we don't really talk about it if we don't have to. Not for any reason, but yeah, I think it's just so accustomed to life, and my whole life revolved around it. So yeah, it definitely changed my life the last 5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious because I've actually been asked before about my kids racing and the risk of racing, and did I explain to them and that sort of thing. So that's sort of why I asked that question. We did have talks about it, and I've always put it in there for that it's their choice to race. I don't care whether they race or not. That it is a dangerous occupation sport, and if they don't want to race, I'll never ever pressure them to. That's why I was sort of interested in. If someone that's not around the sport long is listening to this, I want them to understand. I don't think anyone would ever say to a kid, "You've got to race."
No.
Yeah,
It's a price.
100%. We always say to them, we don't make them race at all, never have. If they don't want to ride, they don't have to ride. It'd be a lot cheaper if they didn't.
Yeah, that was the next question I was going to ask.
Cheap,
How did
dude.
your accident and your injuries impact your work? I actually don't even know what you do for work. Probably sad on my part, but yeah, how did that impact you?
My boss is pretty good. So my boss runs the Forbes Autosports Club.
Yep.
He's the president there. So he was really good. I actually went back to work last week. Kept my job there waiting for me. So
Awesome.
That's all right. What do you do there?
drive a truck and dog.
Oh, yeah, so do I. We're both dirty mud carters.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's got a concrete plant, so we cart all the material into the yard.
yeah, nice. That's all right. That's a lot easier than the shit that I've got to do. I'd
No,
rather
I
do
used-
quarry work.
I used to cart meat, so this is a lot easier than lugging meat in the butcher shops.
Yeah, hell yeah, it would be. Yeah, for sure. Oh, nice. I might have a sea change one day, move out to Forbes and jump in the rigs with you.
Yeah, I'll put you in a concrete truck.
No, you can jam those edges. I ain't going nowhere near them. Put the dirt in the back.
That's
and I'll
fantastic. You've got an
somewhere else.
understanding boss. Don't check your phone. I haven't sent you any more messages.
Oh no, well, it wasn't that message
Can you-
wasn't from you.
You'll have to send me
So
one of
Grant,
the shirts, Tom.
Which one of these ones?
Mm.
Oh, this is all Darcy, mate. He gave me this one at Gunnedah, I think it was last year. It's the first time I've chucked it on. It's
So
not the
you've got
right,
to put it on
it's
for
not
the
the right
occasion.
company anymore.
Yeah, so we've got some
I'll have
new
to get
ones.
A new one. I'll have to get a whole new wardrobe from Darcy.
Yeah, well, mate, you got a tyre. Well, you've had a couple now.
Yeah. Well, the first one, the one. The second one was Push You Love Me.
Yeah, I've got some new t-shirts, so I'll get some done up, and yeah, of course you guys can have some.
All right, we can hear you. All right, Darcy. Keep going.
What's that?
You're doing well.
Yeah, what's that picture? What's that picture behind you, Grant?
That's
The big one.
That's me, and
Where's that?
That's a Forbes. That was
Oh yeah,
5 or 6 years
yeah.
ago.
I
On
don't think
Forbes.
I've raced Forbes.
Yeah, that's a good club. That's my home track now. They've actually got the
Yeah, righto.
Australian junior track titles this year there.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, actually, I was at Forbes for the Australian Championships. It must have been 2022, was it?
The senior ones.
Straight
Yeah.
after COVID. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
yeah,
I
it was.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
had
was
my
there.
arm in a
Yeah,
sling.
we were there for that.
Yeah, so you would have heard of the Duggan boys and that doing the
Yeah,
AFT.
that was good. But I
Yep.
They're from Forbes.
Oh yeah, Thomas
And
Duggan
yeah,
and
yeah,
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 and Haydo and Lenny
oh, that's
and
right.
Roy
Yeah.
Tom Drain, Tom and Sam
Yeah.
Drain.
and
They're
the
from Forbes.
and the drains there from Forbes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like quite a tricky wee track. Yeah, I didn't get to ride it, and in the vets class, there was a pretty bad prang that year.
Mm.
Don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, it's a good trail. You don't get much of a break. There's not much of a
But
straight.
do you find that tricky?
Can you hear him,
Yeah,
Grant?
coming out of turn two, it sort of pushes you to the wall a bit.
Yes, because you're riding the wrong line.
But that answer could not have been any better if you tried.
I'll take that note. Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh, I thought you were going to send me a rude finger then, Darcy.
If you come down, I'll do a coaching day with you if you want.
No, no, mate.
There you go,
no.
Darcy.
Yeah, why not? Well, actually, you better tell the rest of the pack that too, because I wasn't riding. It was there. I was just watching. But yeah, I'll take any coaching that comes my way, Grant. For anyone faster than me, I'm happy to take pointers.
That's
I'm a
it.
good learner, I've been told. Yeah, so and Forbes is your home track now. Is that because you've shifted from Cara, is it?
Yeah. So I only live about 15 minutes from the track
Yeah, right.
at Forbes
Yeah.
now. So Woodstock was my home track for years. When I was a junior, my mum used to help run the Canberra club. So we used to ride under Canberra for a lot of my 60 and 85 years. And then they got out of it. Other people took over that club. So we went back to riding at Woodstock.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a pretty cool track actually. That Woodstock one. It was the first track that I've ridden in Australia, or actually anywhere that's got a descent and an ascent, or up and down hill.
Oh, the first corner goes downhill a little bit, and it's not slow either.
Yeah,
Nah, hell
yeah, it's
no.
first. No. I was, but the track's not.
That you wouldn't want to be doing the wrong line around there either.
Yeah,
You would want back straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't run off the back straight, but I did low side in between turn 1 and 2. I low sided. I can see you nodding. You must be getting it like 3 minutes later.
It's like it's about 10 or so seconds later. Where are you in? Didn't you say you're in Ballarat in Victoria, not in Afghanistan?
Yeah, but I'm in the top of a 20 by 20 shed.
Oh,
And it must
right,
be
okay,
playing
yeah.
He's
up with
sitting in
it.
an igloo.
He is, especially with the beanie and the hoodie on
Yeah.
too.
I
I
was,
don't normally get a
I
chance
was-
to pay this
I
much
was
shit on him,
fencing
Grant,
today,
so I'm
not-
giving it all I've got till next time he comes on. He's got reception. I can't get a word
he
in.
doesn't. You look happy about that, but you know.
It's just
Look
funny
happy
because you
about it,
can't
but
say
you're not
much
asking
back.
Grant.
Oh no.
No, but come on,
Grant's probably thinking,
ask
what's
Grant
this
the
shit show?
questions, mate.
Hey?
You're gonna have the sack after this talk.
Probably. No, you should have sent me a list of questions, Darcy. Would have made it easy for you, or for me anyway.
Especially if his messages are coming through as slow as his voice.
Yeah, I don't know. His internet's asked. All right. I've got to think of the questions to ask then, Darcy, for this question you want me to ask. All right. This has turned out to be riveting content.
Should I make sure the kids are in bed?
Yeah, mate. Off the top of my head, Darcy, I've literally got no idea. I'm trying to think of questions that even answers that I already know, and I still don't even know what questions to ask.
I'm not that exciting of a person. I didn't have anything.
Hold
to
on.
hide.
Hold on. What's he doing? No, I think he's sending me more messages now. I won't. Oh God. Darcy would like to know if you know any good internet providers that could help him out with this.
Nope. Don't go with Telstra, probably.
I think you can stop using smoke signals, Darcy, and use something like Telstra, you
Yeah,
tightwad. And does is spelled D-O-E-S, not D-O-S-E.
I did stop this. Oh, okay.
Oh, mate. Don't tell me we're going to have to do all this again, do we?
Nah.
It's
I
coming.
don't want to stop it though, because
No.
it comes good and bad, does it?
Yeah, well, it's 1 minute goes all right, and then the next minute you're delayed, and then it's all right again. Where have you got your modem? Where have you got your router set up?
Yeah, I try because I'm right next to the computer.
Yeah. Did you want to move it or something closer to a window? Or
It's like we're on. I don't know. I can try. Hold on.
trust me, Grant, it's not normally like this at all. You've probably
Yes,
heard a few of them. It's not like this.
No, I have listened to it. I've listened to some of that one
This
with
is
James
this.
Sorty before, and it was this is making me sound like I'm real slow.
Oh yeah.
No, it's definitely not us. It's definitely not
no,
us.
no. I'm a master editor. Don't worry. You won't know. You won't know. Well, you will.
Well, we
but
can hear you all right now.
It's
just
called
the
real.
video is shocking.
Did you just turn your camera off?
Yeah, I'm fucking holding the modem there. I'm holding it now like an aerial.
Well, that sounds all right.
Is it? Is it a
You've
bit
been
better?
getting around like ET.
Yeah,
Nah, still.
maybe put it on your head.
Yeah, I am. I'm holding. You can't see it because of the screensaver thing, but I'm holding. Oh, there you go. Look.
Yeah. Mate, if you can't tell how professional this is, I don't know what.
Lucky it's not live.
No.
Hey, I don't know what Tom's on, Grant, because I never said anything about this being professional. We're just a
He told me everything he does.
we're just a group of blokes.
Fuck, that's a piss take.
No, we just like to be real here. We're not trying to pretend that we're anything we're not. We're just like to have a chat and get to know people and help races sort of get their name out there and that. And
Yep.
I can't actually remember who it was that I was saying to the other day that we've got so much. Actually, it was Josh Antone, the next episode that's about to come out. We've got so much talent here, and people just don't know about you guys. So that's what we're about. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about quality in that. Obviously, if can't understand what I'm saying because it's that bad, that's a different story. But a little bit of delay, we'll work through it. That's
No, it's good now.
I think they call it an Aussie battler. I'm half and half.
There's definitely
half Kiwi, half Aussie now.
we've got a lot of talent that's proven overseas, and there'd be just as many still here that never got the chance. So I reckon all my mates that I raced with as a junior, they all rode junior speedway, and they're pretty much all in England now, making a living riding speedway. My dad hated speedway. He was not going to travel 6, 7, 8 hours to ride around a track as big as your front yard. But look where I've never been overseas racing. Never got the chance. No, yeah, that's probably why I'd say their family put in the effort, and yeah, some people just get the chance and some don't.
So going off that, what do you think about the dirt track industry here? Like, would you invite a more sort of professional where riders might have the chance of being paid to race? Do you think that would be a great thing for Australia, or
not a lot of Australians have really done much in flat track, like Luke Goff, Mick Kirkness, they all went over and had a go at it. Tom Drain's been the most successful, I'd say. Him and Ed Maxwell, they're doing a lot that we haven't seen done before. I'm not sure whether they're making a living out of it or whether they're still working. I'm not sure. The Speedway, I know a lot of them boys they're doing really well for themselves. It'd be cool if.
But do you think it would be? Do you think? Sorry, carry on, Grant. Yeah.
No, you're
Bloody
right,
lag. I have got a bit of editing to do. Yeah, go, mate. Go.
You go off your all up.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think having a pro circuit here would be good, so guys don't have to leave the country, and the guys that, like you were saying, that didn't get seen or have the opportunity to go over there, do you think there might have been more chance for them if they're at home and we've got a scene in our backyard for them to get paid and racing?
Definitely, because then if we had teams from over there coming over here and seeing what talent, then they would offer some of our talent a ride. Yeah, which we don't get the chance to do that. We go to Australian titles, spend 10 grand to get there and win $300 if you're lucky. So we just, it's a lot different, a lot harder here.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that's going to change. I think it is slowly. Obviously not next year. It might take a few, but I hope you do fully recover so you can have a crack at it.
Yeah, the Australian flat track nats is has proven to be successful. It's just gone boom real quick. It's massive. Well, it's an Australian title this year, so
Yeah.
and look at the prizes that they give out. They do Super Bowl and they give out tyres. They give something back, makes it worthwhile going and trying to win something.
Yeah, and it's funny because I think it all comes down to the promoter, and I think that's what Aussie Dirt Track 2118's been missing for a long time. Is no one's actually promoting it. There's lots of clubs doing lots of hard work and good work, putting great events on. But I think to get it to a larger level, you need someone with a vision of more than just it sounds bad because an Aussie title is the top of the top, but they're still not presented in the way of like an elite event, I think, sometimes. And that's no discredit to clubs. I don't want to people to think that I'm saying that their events aren't good. They are. They're just presented different. And I think what AFTN has done is really got a whole lot of bigger brands and that on board to back them, and it's really made a difference.
No, definitely. I think an Australian title these days it doesn't have the atmosphere as the same as it used to. Like they used to go for 3 days. They can do them in 1 day now if they really want to. Yeah, it was definitely a lot bigger back then than it is these days.
And do you think that was marketing, like advertising? Because the spectators' sizes aren't there either, I don't think.
Yeah, I think prize money was bigger back then. Like you used to get good prizes, and I'm not sure about the crowd. Bathurst still brings more than any. Yeah, I don't know. It's just the atmosphere isn't there. I think back then, all the good riders, there was nowhere for them to go like there is these days. So they all sort of were still here. Where these days, once they turn senior, they're not here for very long. They're gone. So all the top quality isn't here in one go. That's what I reckon anyway.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. Watching Tom and Max at Gunnedah at the last round of AFTN or last 2 rounds, I would say we've still got a lot of good talent here. Like, obviously Tom here at home track, it's one of his fastest tracks. He was giving them a good run for his money, and then everyone else was not far behind. So, I think there is an element of that, but I think we've got the product. I think it's more, to me, it's about marketing it, and I think that's what Dave's doing a good job of, and we just need to keep doing that, and everyone get behind it and support it. And I've said this before too. If someone wants to do the same for dirt track, there's nothing stopping anyone. It's if you love dirt track that much more than flat track, because there are a few guys out there that don't like flat track that much. I think that's going to change the sport over here too much and take it away from dirt track and that sort of thing. Then stand up and actually do a series for dirt track, and promote it similar to the AFTN would be my suggestion. But I think the riders will come from around the world for the AFTN. Personally, that's my standpoint. Is I think everyone's pretty aware of what I think about 19s. But
the 19s are definitely
change.
Better in tyre wear. Like you can get a lot more out of the tyre. You go and spend $300 on a Michelin or more, and you need a new one before the final. You could go through 3 or 4 tyres a meeting, and you don't even get one tyre back in prize money. Yeah, it makes it very expensive. There's AFT, they're handing tyres out as prizes for having the fastest Super Bowl lap, and it makes it worthwhile.
Yeah. So in saying that, the expenditure and that to go racing, why do you think you've raced all this time? It's obviously not just money.
It obviously never used to be this dear. Obviously, when I was a junior, mum and dad paid for it, so I didn't really care how much it cost. And as I've got older, it's definitely got more expensive. Fuel's dearer. Tyres are dearer. Fuel to travel's dearer. Yeah.
But you still turn up to the races. Is that just that feeling of winning or that feeling of competing? What is it for you?
What else am I going to do on the weekend? I'm not good at anything else. It's all I've ever done. All I've done is ride motorbikes. That's it. My teachers always told me, "Why haven't you done your homework?" I say I was riding my bike, and they said, "Well, you're never going to make a living out of that." Yeah, they were right. I didn't, but I
No,
I've,
you've still got
I've got a nice,
time to prove them wrong, mate. Still
I've got a
got
Yeah,
nice
time.
trophy
100% you
shelf.
do.
I've got a nice trophy shelf. That's all right.
I wouldn't say there'd be a hell of a lot of American teams looking at the AFTM, but at least it's getting eyes on it around the world. So what do you reckon about that series? Not so much as a stepping stone, but as something to grow to try and get riders a more of an opportunity or eyes on them.
Yeah, it even gives the riders here a chance to ride and learn on those wheels. Obviously, they're a lot different to what we run, and then they can go over and have a go in America and in the AMA and stuff like that.
And be comfortable with that setup already, or at least be familiar with it. And then all
Yeah,
they have to do
because
then is adapt to their certain style tracks. Yeah.
yeah, I've done a few laps on them, and they're very different. They're a lot heavier, and you got to ride them a lot different.
Yeah.
Just the way you steer them into the corners. I've done a few laps at my boss's track here with Tom Drain when he was home at Christmas time, and yeah, it was just sit on the infield and watch the way they just tuck the front and like it's normal is just unreal.
Yeah, I think we're so used to having that
Yeah.
front tire, that motocross front being being so dependent on it, you can sort of lean on the front end and have that sort of track around. With them ones, as you said, you virtually turn into understeer to wash speed off. And like you said, I remember watching one of Johnny Lewis's training sessions, and he's saying to the riders, I want you to lose the front, but then catch it with the throttle. And I'm like, what the yeah, righto. And then you just watch them all come in a train. And yeah, it was unreal to see that. It was so all the other riders, as soon as they lost the front and learned how to catch it, it just became second nature. I'm like, oh shit, I want to do that. But yeah, unluckily enough, I never got the opportunity to do one of his seminars. But yeah, that would be unreal to do. It's good that he's got that going as well for other riders to get used to that setup.
Yeah, as long as they don't try and do it with a 21 front.
No, I think they might bite the ground and spit you a little ways, but that's for sure. Did you ever do any of the Golden Wheel series they used to run in the River Arena down that way? Did you ever do any of those?
Yeah, done them every year when I was a junior.
Yeah, right. So which tracks they went to? I remember I was speaking to someone on the weekend. I was speaking to Matt Davis on the weekend, funnily enough. And yeah, he was telling me about it. I only remember seeing certain results and all that here and there, or maybe posts when I first started doing dirt track about it. So that was so where'd they go? Wagga, Temora, Canberra,
West
Griffith,
Wyalong.
West
Griffith.
Wyalong, yeah.
I'm not sure if Cowra was a part of it or not.
Okay.
Forbes maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was only 5 rounds, wasn't it? 5 or 6 rounds they had?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Golden Wheel series. I was a junior. I was on 85 and then on to a 125 250.
Yeah, okay, yeah. How old are you now, if you don't mind me asking?
31.
All right, so you're 4 years younger than me. Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. No, that's I've always wondered about that. I always saw footage from sidecars and all that as well. And I thought a series like that would be good. I know back in the day they used to have the New South Wales state titles was a series.
It was over 3 rounds.
Yeah, over 3 rounds. Yeah, I reckon that'd be unreal to have something along those lines again for dirt track. Like I know the AFTN are doing that at the moment now, which is unreal, especially with the 3 different types of circuits. But I reckon it would be good for Aussie dirt track, or even sort of having a qualifying meeting.
It was good because then you didn't have someone that just went in on their home track. They had to, if they won there, they still had to back it up on the other tracks, or if you had a bad meeting or you crashed, you'd had a chance to make up for it the next round. And
I think that's the way AFTN set up that is a possibility too. Like you saw Kirkness go so well at Appen, and then there was other riders that were a little bit quicker at Brizzy and at Gunnedah, but he still managed to hold enough points off to win it as well. And I reckon it's it's fantastic the way they run that. Hopefully they can do. I'd like to go to more circuits. I reckon I'd like to do maybe 8 or 10 rounds and go to 5 different circuits with that. Hopefully that in the years to come that'll happen.
I reckon it will grow like that. I 100% reckon that there'll be more tracks in the near future real quick.
Yeah, definitely. What do you reckon, Darcy?
Yeah, well, I third that. I'm definitely hoping that expands like that. And who knows? It's hard to know because it all really depends on the promoter and what he wants to do, what effort he wants to put in, how he wants to keep it going. I really hope that it has good longevity. But only time will tell. The fact that it is now as a championship, that sort of cemented it a bit. So
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
it's pretty hard to walk away from it now, and everyone's wants that championship. It's bringing back some great riders. Goffey's coming back, Haslick's coming back. I don't know about Kurtner, so I actually haven't asked them the question. But it should be a really good season to watch this year, I think.
But just the advertisement, I look at the tracks you turn out there's flags, there's banners, it's just unreal. Looks awesome.
Yeah, and like you said, Grant, it's just going to keep growing, and I think the brands will actually start looking at our discipline a bit more. We've always been, even in America, they say they're the poor cousin, or I don't know, dirt track seems to be like that in most countries, but I think it's pretty hard to ignore now, and a lot of the big brands that sort of have turned and looked at it, and like Taylor Streets, it's got 2 Hondas backed by Honda this year, which is fantastic. Australia's number 1 woman. One set up with 19s, one set up with the Australian setup. I think it's fantastic. It's getting recognition, and that's all thanks to her hard work. People like Dave Maddock putting in hard work to get that series happening. All the clubs, of course, as well. That because without clubs, we don't have anything anyway. So. I can't wait to see more racing. This year's been a bit weird for me. I don't feel like I've done a hell of a lot yet, but July. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to coming up to happen, and
I remember when I was
hopefully have the Harley ready, and
when I was in the junior 250s, Husqvarna actually backed Tyson Nelson and Todd Kurtz. They gave him 125 and a 254 stroke for a year, and then
right.
Never seen anything more again. They weren't very fast bikes back then, though not like they are now. They weren't slow, but they weren't the top of the line bikes. That didn't last long.
Yeah, there seemed to be a lot of riders that were backed by bike shops and things like that. Like I know Marty and Luke Richards and all that had Phil Tomlin doing engines and all that, but I'm not sure exactly what the what their deal was, if they got engines done for nothing, if it was discounted or whatever the go that was. But there was a fair few of that in Aussie Dirt Track. There wasn't really any factory or anything sort of major back riders, was there?
No, so when I was 15, we had a bike shop in Sydney somewhere, Highway Performance or something. They were a KTM dealer.
Yep.
They gave us a KTM 254 stroke on a deal up front, and it was supposed to be backed. And they said if we had good results, they'd give me a 450 the next year for my first year in the seniors and that. And, I think I won Australian title and won Central Coast Cup and won a few meetings on it, and didn't hear nothing more about them. So we just hand them the bike back, and
it seems to be it seemed to be a little bit like that. It's I dare say it's hard when you got things like motocross and whatever else sort of dominating you could say motorcycle world. It's sort of hard to get exposure in the dirt track unless you've got big companies or something like that throwing like a race plan or a race program at a rider. But it's still good to see riders rock up with flash bikes and seeing bike businesses and things like that on them too. We just hope to see a hell of a lot more of it, especially in the AFTM, but also Australian dirt track. Like Darcy said, he's predominantly all about flat track, but we all love where dirt track originated from, and we want to see that grow just as much as we want to see the AFTN grow. And hopefully we can get more riders interested and more money into the championships and try and make it huge.
I think in Australia it was always just a stepping stone where everyone started and learnt to ride a motorcycle, and then later on they've just gone off road racing or speedway or done whatever they've gone to do once they've learnt on flat track. But they'd be cool to actually be able to just stay flat track and make a living out of it.
Yeah. Well, you've actually had a career in dirt track. Is there one race as a senior that you haven't won that you really wanted to win?
Bathurst long track. I've only had
three
or four attempts at it. So I missed 1 year, broke my neck, and then I missed this year, obviously, with my back. It wasn't run a few years. It was at Blaney when I first went senior. I won it as a junior on an 85, but That's it. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to win a bat. Just being so close to home, and it's probably the biggest. It's probably bigger than an Australian title. The event, just the whole event. It feels bigger than an
Yeah,
Australian
that's,
title.
yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
If I won
Definitely
that,
agree
I'd
with
be
that.
happier than winning the Australian title. I reckon.
Yeah, wow, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Just the atmosphere, the crowd. It's definitely a lot bigger meeting.
And so, what's the story of those Kevlars behind you? Are they yours, or do you usually race in motocross nylon?
No, so them red ones, they're mine that I wear now. When I was 13, I had my first set made exactly the same as that. And I crashed at Somersby, New South Wales title, first meeting on a 250. A few riders crashed in front of me and I went over the top, broke my neck, my shoulder, wrist, and they just butchered them off me, just hacked at
Yeah.
them. We sent them back to Hard As and said, "Can you fix these?" And he said, "I'll just make you a new pair." And he made me a new pair, and that's still them from when I was 13.
I've
That's
seen
how
you've been eating your Wheaties
Yeah,
and you've grown up
beautiful.
big and strong.
we just rolled the sleeves and legs up a little bit, a few inches, and
Yeah.
yeah, I still haven't outgrown.
No, you're definitely iconic with that set of Kevlars. I think it's a bit like golfing as
Alright.
well. Once you see the Kevlars out on the track, you know exactly who's in them.
I just don't like losing skin, and yeah, I've thrown the bike down the track that many times in that suit just there, and yeah, as long as you've got knee guards and armor underneath, they're perfect.
So they didn't cut those ones up after
Yeah.
you crashed at
All good.
Broadford, or?
I was wore motocross gear on Saturday.
Yep.
And then I was going to put them on Sunday, so I had a clean set on. And I don't know why, when I got dressed, I'll just keep my motocross gear on, and yeah, lucky, otherwise it could have been two sets down the drain.
Yeah, that's for sure.
It says so that I don't really want to focus on crashes, but that first one you had when you did your neck, that was that a turn one deck as well, was it?
Turn one, did you say?
Yeah, like chasing the mob, like
Yeah,
like you were at
so
Broady, because I think that's how this last one happened, isn't it? Sounds very similar.
I just turned 13, and we weren't going to take my 250 because I was in with a good chance on the 85. But we just took it. We thought, we'll take it for a ride. We won't make the final or anything. Well, I qualified for the final straight through. So I think I was coming about sixth
Yeah.
on the second lap. There was a pile up halfway down the straight, and I had nowhere to go. Yeah, just went straight over the top.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because that's pretty much what happened at the Vix too, wasn't it?
No, Remy Fife was winning. I was second, and I crashed all on my own. I just tucked the front. It had nothing to do with anybody else. It was my own crash, but the fella behind me just cleaned me up.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I crashed all on my own.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought. Yeah.
no, I was chasing Remy. I was right.
Yeah, it's funny. I was actually bloody lag.
Delay.
Yeah, it's the delay.
Yeah, you're right, Darcy. Keep going.
Oh yeah, I was actually commentating that event, and yeah, it's funny how in the moment you're calling it, but trying to recall it after is actually quite hard.
Yeah, everything happened so quickly.
Yeah, well, the good thing is you're still with us. Sounds like for the extent of the injuries that you had, sounds like you're doing incredibly well. Yeah, so I hope we'll see you again soon, on a bike.
Yeah, hopefully. The doctors told me at Christmas time that I was about 3 to 4 months in front of where they thought I'd be. So
Wow.
just determination, I suppose, and not wanting to sit down and not walk again, I suppose.
Yeah. And what about diet and fitness? Do you concentrate on that much, or that's not really a thing you worry about?
Not at the moment, it's not. I've never really I've always been one to be fit, but I've never been one to go to the gym, just ride the bike a lot, and can't swim. I used to be able to run like anything, but yeah, just ride the bike mainly is the main thing, just time on the bike.
Yeah, right. You were saying that you weren't good at anything else, so no footy or obviously swimming is out.
No, I
No,
tried.
no hidden talents.
No, not really. Not that I've found yet.
Well, I reckon you're really selling yourself to future sponsors, because all he's good at is dirt track.
Yeah, exactly
So
right. Yeah,
that's
what they're
what
looking
you
for.
want, a guy that's sole focus is racing.
He won't do anything else because he's not good at it.
And so if you're happy to tell us a bit about your missus and Because were her boys into racing before they met you, or before you guys got together, or?
Yeah, so we've only been together for a bit over a year, I suppose. But that's how I met her at the track. She's got two little boys, and one of them was the same number as me. And he always tells me that I stole his number because he's been around longer than me apparently.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, right,
But yeah, so we only live an hour apart. Well, we live together now, but yeah.
Yeah, awesome. A dirt track romance. Yeah, I love it. We should have got her on and she could have told us how you swept her off her feet and everything.
Oh, you don't want to know that.
I reckon it was the Kevlars.
You reckon?
Yeah. That's what made me smile.
What, tonight or?
Yeah, tonight.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit. Look at him. Look at Darcy's blushing now.
And she's, yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm not used to adult talk.
I reckon you'd be good for a stint on the sidecar with me, anyways.
Mate, you have to ask Mr. Matt Davies now. I'm more locked in and loaded with him. So
What are you gonna do with Jimbo?
Hey?
What are you gonna do with Jimbo?
Well, I'm not sure. He's sort of don't know what he's doing or what he wants to do. Really, he's trying to test the waters now and seeing what he wants to do. He's talking about speedway sidecar he's got now, and yeah, focusing on I think his daughter's starting a race this year. I think actually put something up that they're doing a race meeting this weekend, but yeah, not 100% sure exactly what he's doing or what he wants to do. So yeah, I'll stick with Matt for a while and yeah, see what happens from there. But yeah, it seems like Matt and I gel pretty good together. So hopefully we can hopefully we can take it pretty far.
Yeah, it'd be good to see some more out there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we definitely need more. I know there's a handful that are out that are not going to make the Aussie titles this weekend. So hopefully we can definitely either fill a field so we can at least run that as a title, and hopefully there's a lot more so we can we can run it as a final.
You and Matt are going?
What's that?
Are you and Matt going?
Yeah, we're up there. Yeah, we're going there for sure. Yeah, we've got everything booked, sorted. Yeah,
cool.
Gave the sidecar a shakedown last weekend, which was great. Ran fantastic. It was quick. So, yeah, I've just got to hold on for dear life and hopefully he can take me to the top step of the podium. But no, there's going to be some fierce competitors with those Queenslanders. So, yeah, be a bit of a fist fight, but I'm up for it.
You'll be right.
Have you ridden a sidecar before, Grant?
Yeah, I haven't done a lot on one. I've done probably 2 or 3 meetings. I actually didn't mind it. It was like actually felt safe, like I had a big training wheel on the side of me, sort of thing. I didn't realise how much the swinger actually done until I rode one. I thought they just hung on and put their life in danger, but they actually steer it more than what I do. So
yeah, and if they get off, then it's a world of trouble, isn't it?
Yeah, you got to trust them. Yeah, you've got to make sure they don't let go until the last minute.
Yeah. Better yet, don't let go at all unless you've got no option to let go.
Yeah,
you get flung off.
Yeah, I found that.
So in your career, you've ridden. Sorry, Grant. In your career, you've ridden 2 strokes and 4 strokes. What do you prefer? Sounds like a silly question, but actually, some people do love 2 stroke.
Definitely 2 strokes. Definitely 2 strokes. Back in the day, it was the 2 strokes of the main class was the 500s, and then the 250 was the premier class. Now it's all 4 strokes, 250, 450 open. But yeah, it definitely taught you how to ride a bike better. A lot of kids these days can't ride a 2 stroke because apart from once you get old enough off a 65, you can just ride a 4 stroke in any class. I think it teaches them to ride a lot better on a 2 stroke.
Yeah, actually, that what about that angle having 2 stroke classes as well, like in the AFTN and that? Do you think we'd get enough of them? There seems to be quite a few CR 500s around.
You get enough.
Yeah, definitely. They all seem to come out at Bathurst and ride, so why not? That's one thing I've never rode is a 500 on Methanol 2 stroke.
We'll find one.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So what were you riding, 250s?
Yeah, so I rode a 250 2 stroke on Methanol when I first went senior before I had a 450. Just used to ride that, and I used to do pretty well, and I got 4th at the Australian Long Track titles at Tamworth in the 450 final on a 252 stroke. Won a few 10 lappers at Canberra and stuff like that against all the 450s.
Because they used to have a 252 stroke class in the Aussie and state titles, didn't they?
Yeah.
It used to be
Until it
254
went to
stroke, 252 stroke, and then 454 stroke. Yeah, and I think there was an unlimited after that as well.
So when I first went senior, the 252 strokes had to ride with the 450s.
Oh, okay. They took that class out and they combined them.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, okay. Because I vaguely remember when I first started, there was because I think Jackson Jeffrey, I think I seen him win on one. And Marty McNamara. I
Yeah,
think
Marty
he won. Yeah, I think he won a state title on a 252 stroke in that class.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, did they ever run a 1252 stroke national or state championship class?
Not since I was around, no.
Yeah, not that I can think of as well. I know North Brizzy run that 125
Back in the
cup,
day,
I reckon that's great.
They used to, like, back years and years and years ago, like I watched videos of my uncle Steve Croker and that's what they used to ride, 125s and two.
Yeah, because it was only 125, 250s and 500s then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, that'd be back in the good old days where men were men.
And
Yeah,
that sort of simplifies the class structure, doesn't it?
Yeah, I see on motocross they race 254 strokes
I think
and 252 strokes together, but on dirt track that's not even fair. That 254 stroke won't keep over a 2-stroke. Not a chance. Not if that's 252 strokes.
especially on methanol.
Yeah.
No, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And so when you're riding a bike on methanol, what's the most noticeable difference? Like, because I've never actually ridden a bike on methanol, I don't think.
Oh, I've never ridden a 4-stroke on methanol. Only a 252 stroke, and you wouldn't bother riding it if it's not on methanol. It's just you don't rev it. You just let it low revs and it doesn't sound like it's going anywhere, but it is.
Yeah, right. So what is that? Because normally, obviously, a 2-stroke you want to try and get into the top revs, get into band to wheel the thing around. So when it's on methanol, so that just gives it so much more low down torque.
Yeah,
so you
just ride it a gear higher and just use the mid-range power.
Yeah, okay. So you don't want to get it up really high into the revs, or you just want to try and keep it consistent?
They'll just detonate. They'll just lean off, melt a hole in the piston.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, definitely. I've ridden a KX 500 on methanol down the street, but definitely didn't get it anywhere near top revs, and definitely didn't take it around a corner.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, that's some with all the F ups of my lag and that's some good input. Anyway, I think that's something I didn't know. I thought you'd still wring its neck like you'd do a normal 2-stroker.
Yeah, you can try, but it won't work.
Did you find that out
what's
the
been
hard
your
way, or did someone that built the engine said, don't rev it?
No, it was my uncle's bike, so he drummed it into my head before he let me loose on it.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So he said, all right, don't rev the guts out of it, just let it eat.
Yeah, and
right.
I used to travel around with him and Troy Erfos when Troy was riding his bike. So I learned a lot of Troy and traveling places with them. So
one of the best to ever do it, he was, or he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you following him in the American stuff he's racing in at the moment?
Yeah, he's doing awesome. I don't know about the big heavy bikes. They'd be a bit slow to what he's used to.
That's probably why he's so good.
Well, yeah, he won the baggers, didn't he? So,
he's leading it.
It's pretty impressive. And I don't think. Well, we know that there's nothing stock in America, so I don't think they're that slow.
I think he's caught him off guard because they obviously knew he was good because they've got him over there, but they didn't know how good he was.
Oh, okay, yeah, righto.
Well, he's been there before. He won the
they quickly
2007 AMA Supermoto Championship, I think it was.
Yeah, that's it. He's and he's won Australian Superbike Championships, so he's obviously not slow.
Yeah, 3 of those. I think he's won 3 all up. Yeah, he's definitely a character. He's definitely someone that I liked hanging around with when we did that ballistic scramble with Bayless. He definitely made it an interesting run.
So I remember me and my uncle Tom, we took him to Tamworth to his first supermoto meeting out of Hasselberg. We drove all night, pulled up at the front gates of the track and camped in the van, and everyone had tyre warmers and all those flash setups, and we were just parked under the tree, just brushing the the dirt and sticks and stuff off the tires when he'd come back into the pits, and he actually went out, and I think he in the super pole race he ran, he knocked everyone out except the last person.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no one had a clue who he was.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah,
Yeah, he'd be a good one to get on if we could, Darcy. Get Herfoss on. I reckon he's got some stories. Not as much as Goffy though, but I reckon he's got some stories.
yeah. Between them, they'd have some.
Oh, mate.
I will never get him on
I've
after he
heard a
sees
couple
this
that I
pod.
won't say on here.
Yeah.
I hope
With
Goffy's not
Goffy?
listening because he'll kill me. Sorry, Darcy, what was that?
I think he knows what to expect of you, Tom.
Yeah, I think so as well, unfortunately.
You'd be wishing you didn't know as much as
And
you do.
And I said before that,
he knows I can keep my lips tight about them stories. No, it was all good. It's all in good fun.
yeah, and in regards to Troy, I said he'll never come on if he watches this pod.
He'd be more inclined to come on if he watches this pod. He'd love it.
You reckon? Yeah.
Yeah, oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
Nah, like you said, like we said before, it's not about being professional. It's just getting the stories out there, and yeah, it's great having a chat with you, Grant. I'm sorry about this lagging thing. I'll have to try and figure that out, but
Hey,
yeah, it's
there's
making it
always
a whole
next
lot
time.
more difficult. But I know by the time it's edited, yeah, that's right.
Hopefully
And,
hopefully by next time we have a chat, I'll be back on the
yeah,
bike.
I think
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, that'd be awesome, and I'm sure we'll see. It sounds like you're getting around and doing other things anyway, so helping out your mates at the track. And have you ever thought about commentating or anything like that?
Believe it or not, I actually have done a bit of commentating. When I first went senior, me and Alan McDonald,
Yeah.
we're pretty good mates. We commentated New South Wales title at Central Coast. We done a New South Wales title at Curry junior ones. Made it easy. We knew all the young kids as well, and yeah, we done it together. So it wasn't just one of us out there. It was, I don't know what made us do it, but we did.
How did you take that? How did you adapt to trying to sort of call live racing as well? Which would have been easy when you knew the riders as well, especially Macca being from that area as well. So how did you find that though? A bit nerve wracking, or you just fished the water?
No, it wasn't too bad. I mean, I knew everyone back then. I was only fresh out of juniors, so everyone knew me. Me and Macca knew everyone, so made it a lot easier. And when you're that age, you don't really care what anyone thinks or hears what you say. Not like these days. You got to be careful what you say.
That's true. Yeah, every knucklehead's got a podcast. That's why.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it is.
Oh shit.
Fuck, you're gonna get a pounding when I see you in person.
You want to be there anytime you ever see me run.
Yeah, no, it's all good. But yeah, commentating is tricky if you don't know the riders. I did the Vic Speedway titles, and I didn't just not know the riders. I didn't really know Speedway rules, so yeah, it makes it pretty hard. But
yeah, the races.
I don't know. You seem pretty natural behind the camera.
The race doesn't go for that long if you don't know who they are. By the time you find them on the bit of paper, the race is over.
That's right.
Yeah. Or with the titles, they had actually changed some stuff around in the pits and didn't tell me. So I was thinking riders were in different places in the start gate than they really were. So the first couple rounds was a bit embarrassing, but we got there.
On Saturday, I'm pretty sure on the 250, they gave me the last lap board 3 times, and I had the checker flag second last or something. I don't know what that flag he was doing.
Shit.
I just kept going until I got the checker flag, and
At the
I didn't
Vic
get it
titles.
first. Yeah.
Oh right.
Yeah, in a 250 heat.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who was on that day.
He does. He just doesn't want to say it. It's not
If you haven't done those
club.
roles, no, honestly, I don't. But in those roles, I sort of think that people need a bit more prepping sometimes. I've seen people go, red means stop, yellow means people can't pass, and see you later, and put a flaggy out there, and they've never done it before, and they don't even know which way they're meant to be looking. And
Or in that fella's case, someone obviously forgot to tell him how to count.
I think you got to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I apologise, Grant, on behalf of whoever that was. But yeah, unfortunately, it does happen in racing, and yeah, happens a lot in racing. We've seen lots of incidents of the flaggies looking the wrong way, and
Hey, I'll never say
everyone
no
on
to
the
a couple extra
sideline
laps here
yelling
and
at
there.
them because these dudes crash.
Just trying to get your money's worth out of it.
That's it.
Yeah. I've been to race meetings where we've done 4-lap heats and 3-lap finals. That confuses the shit out of you when you're trying to chase someone down.
Yeah.
That's a bit backwards. Was that
Yeah,
New
that's
South
what I
Wales,
reckon.
is it?
Yeah, that was here. No, Victoria, mate.
They wouldn't do
Somewhere in the backwoods.
they wouldn't do that in Victoria. They just give you the wrong lap board, obviously.
Yeah. Just screw you all together.
Yeah, why not? Why
Yeah,
not?
that's it.
Well, this is pretty frustrating with the lag. So I reckon, Grant, have you got family, friends, sponsors that you'd like to give a mention or call out to and thank them for their helping you over your years of racing? And
I don't really have a lot of sponsors anymore. The Beard Brothers helped me out a lot. Lachlan Ready Mix, Manvilles, my uncle, Race Tuning, my partner, she does everything for me, make sure I got clothes and everything like that. I make sure her kids' bikes are right. Yeah, other than that, not really. That's about it.
I just thought of another one. I don't think I asked you earlier. Is there anything in dirt track you'd like to see change?
Yeah, all classes standard. You should only be allowed to change suspension and gearing. I think that would.
Okay.
I think that would make racing a lot
Right.
tighter, a lot more fairer. The amount of
Cheaper.
money, just the amount of money that people spend on engines these days to get so much more horsepower than what other people can afford is a game changer on some tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing that would do too is it would make it more of a spectacle.
Yeah, some tracks you could have a standard bike and still beat the fastest bike out there. It comes down to the rider, but there's other tracks where obviously the fastest bike's going to win if it's got a good rider on it as well.
So to have everyone on standard bikes, would you have to, I dare say, you'd have to take your bike or engine to somewhere to get sealed to
Yeah.
run. So that means that only limits you to, well, you blow a motor, you'd have to obviously rebuild it, but then take it again to go get sealed. I know I had a few mates that race stock cars, and they only run the say V6 Ecotech Holden engine in them, but they've got 3 or 4 that they just go get sealed and they can swap in and out whenever they want. You'd have to run that some sort of system because you obviously can't pull everyone's bike down after every meeting to see who's running what. So yeah, I don't know if that would come into the cost, but I guess that'd be cheaper than spending, well, I've known people to spend 20k on a 450 engine, and I reckon that's just
at least
fucking beyond insane in my eyes. Like, yeah,
you can't see that much money in parts. Like,
no, and I don't know how they can get that price, or if that's what they'd be charging, or that's what they're just saying that's what it is. But I've definitely seen
if
some
I
engine
spent that
builders.
much on an engine, I wouldn't be telling anyone.
No, definitely not. Well, I've seen some engine builders spend a lot of time, and a lot of tuners spend a lot of time on engines, but yeah, I don't know where they get that ballpark figure off. If it's the truth, you're going to take it from what they're saying to you, but yeah, I reckon it's freaking insane. Definitely insane.
Yeah.
So do you think like say we had a pro circuit, maybe they could hot their bikes up, and the amateur circuit is for everyone that's working their way to the pro circuit or only wants to ride in the amateur circuit anyway. Amateur bike standard, so that makes it a fairer playing field as far as the money side and expenditure. And then in the pro side, where you've got hopefully factory backing, and that's people can go for their life and whack as much money as they want in those engines.
Well, the juniors they used to have in the 80 mod class, like they used to have a standard class and a modified class, and so you could pick if you wanted a standard one or a modified one. Now there's just a modified one. There's no such thing as a standard one. And that is an expensive class.
Yeah. So do you think for dirt track having some, or even the AFTN having something like that would be a good way to go, or just standardize right across the, I mean, with AFTN's a little bit different anyway, because horsepower is a little bit different with that setup. It's not quite, I mean, obviously Gunnedah probably played a part, but most of the other tracks, it's more rider ability by the looks of it, and knowing how to use the throttle and how to use those tyres, that setup.
Yeah. I suppose until they could prove a way to make sure that standard class is left standard and there's no one getting around it and cheating. And until that is proven that it's able to be done, it'd be a hard one. But if they could prove that, I think that more people would ride in that class.
Yeah, I reckon. I reckon I'd stay in the standard one just because of my budget.
Yeah, I reckon I'd stay in the standard one just in my talent.
Wow. Yeah, I should have mentioned talent too, or lack of. But yeah,
I'll be
go with
realistic. You
I'll
can
go with
say what you want.
Hey, I can be good on my good days.
Can't we all?
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah, you are a bit sharper up there than I thought.
You're talking to Tom?
Yeah,
Fucking
I
hell.
am, mate. I think my internet service has sped up a bit.
Yeah,
I'm starting to pay him back a bit now.
exactly right. You got another hour to do now.
Yeah,
I'll come up to Mike Hatches in Brisbane and challenge you, Tom.
Yeah, come on, mate, get up here. We'll both call it out. We'll call it Townsville or something like that. We'll call it, I don't know, Cairns. Why not? Call it everything wrong.
I think that was a pretty big insult to Mick Doohan, really. I think we should make this go national on Channel 9 News. And, you know how they do, like when a kangaroo jumps through a window and they make a big deal out of it. We should do something like that, I reckon.
Mate, if you
Get
can
you
get it
on
on Channel 9 News, I'll go there and do the interview live myself. I wouldn't care less.
on the major networks. Well, we know that's never going to happen because they don't even, Casey Stoner, how many world titles he won, and they hardly mention him. You see a 2-minute bloody article on the major news.
yeah.
But,
exactly. And I think it's just the local news as well. I don't even think it's on the national news.
that's probably what I was trying to say.
Yeah, so
Local, national, it's all the same.
exactly right. Yeah. Just the weather's different.
So when obviously you can't ride for a bit, Grant, but when you're going to I think Cara's got a meeting coming up. Is it the 20 it might actually be May. Was it 20th something I saw? 24th of May, I think it might have been.
Yeah,
Will you go down to that one for a look?
Maybe. I think it's the Pauline Langfield Cup. It's a handicap team. I won it last year, I think. Last year? No, it might have been the year before. Can't remember now.
Awesome. I think that might be where the first time I seen you, actually, because I made a trip up there and I was running the Kelpie blocks on the front and back.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, had a lot of people looking at me like, why would you fucking do that?
James Sorty and Ben Graben were top three, I think.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, was Tom Drain racing that one, or was he just gone to senior or something?
No, he was probably overseas, I'd say.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Well, it must have been longer than that ago. Because that was the first time I went there. He was there, and I think it was like his first senior race or something. And then he went overseas not long after that.
Yeah. I wasn't there. His first senior race there at Woodstock, I think Daniel Wicks and that were there. I wasn't there though.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think it might have been when I had a broken neck.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll get to catch up if you're up there. I think I might be going up there. It's not in concrete yet. We'll see what happens. But
you'll have to get up to Forbes in August for the Australian junior titles.
Yeah, well, look, there's lots of road trips we want to do. Tom and I were talking about this last time. It's bloody hard. The AFTN's my main focus, and I want to do the Brizzy round as well with the guys. And so I'm trying to save my pennies, and because I got a bit carried away, and now I've got, if you include me on the Harley, I've got a team of 5 that I've promised a bit of payment to and a bit of support, and now I'm going, now I've got to honour that.
At least if you come to Forbes, you wouldn't have to travel together.
Me and Tom.
Yeah.
We don't travel together anyway. We haven't. Mate, if we went to the same place from the same area, we wouldn't travel together anyway.
Oh, fucking, I'm heartbroken. What an asshole.
Can you imagine the conversation between me and you going down the road? I call you for 5 minutes on the phone, and look, it's an hour and a half.
Yeah, well, he was it last year? He thought my rider's mother was my wife, so he's talking to her like we're family. It's like, we are like family. She's awesome, Kirsten.
Yeah, no, she's an absolute legend.
Hell, Tom, what are you doing? I told you who she was. I'm sure I did.
No, just like, no comment. No comment.
Yeah. I reckon it'd get a bit wild, actually. Me not drinking and all Tom doing is drinking. So Someone
You
would
make
get
me
pushed
out to
out
be
of
the
the
alcoholic
car.
that I am. What's wrong with you?
Don't worry, I was there once too, mate, and then yeah, I decided I couldn't pull it off anymore. Actually, I
Oh,
reckon
that's
I was a
it.
lot faster then. I reckon that might be the secret recipe that I'm missing. Don't
Yeah.
get pissed enough.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe eat more meat.
eat more meat. No, no, mate. No, seafood's all right. Seafood's good.
Seafood's all right.
I'm no sausage muncher.
You don't want to go there, big fella. You definitely don't want to go there.
Where's this mute button?
Yeah, I'd be searching for that, especially when he's calling me big fella. What sort of rumors is he going to start?
Oh, I
Big
don't
fella,
know, mate.
sausages.
Yeah. What kind of podcast have we got him onto?
Yeah, well, it is supposed to be a racing one, and we have spoken about racing. I would say 75% of the time between the lag and all the other bullshit that's been going on. No, it's yeah, great to chat to another Aussie racer, and you said it earlier. I think if I caught it right, that you haven't travelled overseas before.
Not to do racing, no. No.
No, so
I
you've been overseas on holiday and stuff, but not with a
Yeah.
bike. Yeah,
Yeah.
fair. Yeah, we'll have to get you over to New Zealand when you're all recovered and some good racing over there. I reckon you'd enjoy it. And
Yeah.
they
That'd
yeah,
be cool. I'd take me long track bike.
yeah, they have few different meets. Obviously the Burt Munro is a pretty big one. I don't know if they accommodate long track bikes and in that meeting, but it changes quite often. So you never
They do
know. They
have
might.
they have a New Zealand long track title over there, don't they? Alex Giffen and they went over and done it one day.
Yeah, I'm a little bit out of touch with the speedway scene over there with the long track and that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the flat track at Burt Munro this year they had they have a speedway spectacular and they had a flat track class at that for dirt track bikes with 19-inch setup, which was
Yeah.
awesome. The first year I was going to go, I think it was 012. They had a long track, a trotting track, but unfortunately that was the year they had a dispute with the trotting club or whatever and ended up canning it. And that's
Sounds
that
like
was
everywhere else.
that was my first go at Motard.
Yeah, right.
Because I'd already bought my flights and everything and went, shit, what am I going to do? So, yeah, bought a set of Motard wheels and went and had a squirt. It was a ball. Have you
Yeah.
done a bit of, did you mention you had done Motard or was that just
Yeah.
Troy?
I done motard when I was on a 250, junior 250.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for about a year and a half. So it was when Troy was racing in America. He brought me home a set of wheels and big disc, oversized front disc brake. This is 1717 and I rode at Oran Park and Wakefield, Bathurst, and then won a New South Wales title at Gunnedah on the same wheels. Just different tires,
yeah.
obviously.
So what was the was that super motard at Bathurst or that was just dirt track?
No, Supermoto. So they went around the back of the pits and then just back along the front straight there.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and did they have jumps and that as well? Because we were talking
Yeah.
off air earlier about jumping and you're not a big fan of jumping.
Yeah, Supermoto, they don't jump very high though, so it's all right.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
Um,
you'd be right with TTs and that then too then.
Yeah, just no big triples or anything like that.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking while we're waiting for Tom because we don't know what Tom was doing, probably looking for my catches. But yeah, we're
Hey, I
talking
logged on
off
at
here.
6:58. You said 7 o'clock. Yeah, what is this? Jeez,
Yeah, well, it's early for a change. Yeah, we're talking about yeah, I've forgotten what you said, Grant. If there was something about they like going high and not fast, and you like going fast and
Yeah,
not high, or
we're-
something like that. Yeah,
We're scared of heights and they're scared of speed.
yeah, that's it. Yeah,
I love
that
it.
sums up a flat tracker versus a motocrosser. Or
Mm.
Well,
vice
they always
versa.
say how
Yeah.
easy flat track is, but then they can't keep up with us.
Yeah.
The only thing
And
is we don't say motocross is easy.
I actually wonder. I mean, you look at freestyle MX years ago and what it's turned into, and Supercross, and how things are all seem a lot more extreme. Like 20 years ago, that people would say, "Oh, you can't do that. You'll kill yourself and whatever." And now do it like it's just normal. I wonder, I wonder what the next level is.
Now,
Yeah, I wonder what it's going to be. I wonder, how far we can push these sports and it seems to be almost going the other way because of safety and stuff. Like even, in America, they've changed their rules. You have to have leather gloves now. You have to have an air suit, and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I'm just sort of wondering.
The bikes are only getting faster and faster, but now they're going electric. And
Yeah, that was one thing. I was actually watching something last night about MotoGP. They're saying the circuits and the size of the circuit aren't compatible to the power of the machinery anymore. They're saying like I think it's Malaysia, they're getting 346 kilometers an hour down the straight, and then they're saying how hard they're braking into the corner. So they've changed the surface to be more abrasive. So obviously there's more tire grip, but then again, does that imply more tire wear? So the tires aren't lasting full races. And
well, look at the tyres they use over there. Michelin, they make the tyres just for that track, so they'll make them last longer on the left side because there's more left turns than the crazy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, what do they call it?
It's crazy.
What do they call that, buddy? Anti-symmetrical, something like that.
Don't start getting technical.
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard.
Because I'll just agree and nod with you.
Yeah, I've heard the Pirelli and Michelin guys talk about compound. The one molecule, and the compound's harder on one side and is the other. So you've got even heat distribution between the tire. So the softer compound for the lesser corners don't overheat because you know what I mean? Because the heat's traveling from one side of the tire to the other. And I'm like, they're black, they go round, they get grip. And he's like, nah. And then explains everything about the rubber inside of it. Fuck.
You see that on the MotoGP and that they say Michelin or whoever it is, they'll say not to use the soft compound because it won't last the race. And then you'll get a couple of riders that'll choose that anyway. It's like as if they don't know what they're talking about.
Well, yeah, I guess it's up to the bloke who's twisting the throttle. It's his life that's in his own hands. But I'd be definitely going with the professionals' recommendations.
The one that's making the tyre.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I wouldn't want something to go wrong and go, shit, I should have listened to him.
Yeah.
Well, it's sort of interesting though, because I think that's trial and error, because that rider might go, if I use quarter of a throttle, but be smooth through the corners, less braking, whatever, and use that tyre, the tyre will last. That's
like, can you ride like that and still be as fast?
Well, they must think they can. Otherwise, they're not taking that. I'd say they're taking a calculated risk and thinking this has worked. Maybe they've trialed on testing days or whatever, and they've gone at times where it's good.
Hope they get fresh air so they don't overcook front tyres and stuff like that.
I never ever thought that was going to come into play until I started seeing it on MotoGP, thinking how their front tyres can overheat just by following someone. And it's like, holy shit, I can understand that, definitely.
Well, yeah, on dirt track, I mean, you sort of want to stop getting your radiator blocked. If we're mainly sprint races in Australian dirt track, but this is what's going to be discovered doing the AFT and those longer AFTN and those longer track races, is that you can't just get your radiator filled in all the time. You're going to have mechanical and that sort of stuff. I think it changes the dynamic of the racing. Like, you have to think a lot more as a racer. I could be talking shit too. 10 laps is probably not enough for that to happen. Maybe a 20 lap race or something might be more of an issue. But I think that's the great thing about those longer races, and that you do have to start thinking. And if we ever are lucky enough to get a massive like mile track somewhere, which I don't know if there is one in Australia, drafting and all that stuff comes into play. Makes good tally, I reckon it makes awesome tally compared to those sprint races. But yeah, I don't know. Tyres is the same thing. Some people are really loving the Dunlop DTT4. I can't say that. DTT4. And some love the Maxxis. So I don't know. I guess it's personal preference, isn't it? Where they're bound to wear different. I mean, they're made from different companies.
Like Michelin and V-Rubber. Some people reckon that V-Rubbers are just as good and they're half the price, but other people beg to differ. So personally, I think Michelin's are dearer for a reason. They are a lot better at the end of the day, especially off concrete starts and stuff like that. They just flex a bit better.
Look, without going rubber nerdy, it is the compound. So as you know, I got a tyre made and had some compound samples done and that sort of stuff, and the quality of the rubber and that's all part of that parcel, and money comes into that, and they've spent the time researching it for the discipline that they're made for trials to get maximum grip and everything. And it's just a coincidence that it ties over into our sport being the best tyre for drive and stability, I guess.
Yeah. But we're starting to get too much horsepower out of these modern bikes for them tyres. They're tearing the whole knobs off. They don't last like they used to.
And it's interesting actually, because I've seen that a lot at Broadford. And then I've seen a couple of times where Broadford was prepped really nicely. It was actually pretty deep though. And the tyres, they wore really well. They actually lasted. Everyone was surprised at how well they lasted.
Yeah, Bathurst, they usually last pretty good because there's dirt on the track. They'll tear the edge off them. That's about it. They don't really use the tyres too much. But if a track goes hard, they seem to just chew them off.
That's when they chew off. Yeah, they peel off. Harrison Small, I watched his tyre slowly disappear up at Griffiths when we were up there at the night racing a month or so ago.
Yeah, I rode it there last year, and it was a bad track for tyres. It was terrible.
That's where you want to put your 19s on, Grant.
I couldn't believe it. That's the worst track I've rode on. I've never seen a tyre wear out so quick in my life. At lunch break, I had to put another tyre on.
Yeah. All right.
Jeez.
Yeah, so you must have a tyre sponsor then, do you?
I wish.
You don't want to race.
No, if someone's got one for sale, you buy them because you can't find them.
Yeah, I'd be flipping that sucker and doing everything I can. Harrison just rode it till it was totally dead, I think. I think he actually might have changed tyres. Might have been a second handy or something, but definitely chewed through them. Yeah, the 19s, handled that sort of surface a lot better.
Yeah, even the V rubber trials tyre will last a lot. It doesn't seem to tear knobs off like the Michelin, I think.
In the 18 V rubber 18s, they do. They break traction sooner, though, don't they?
Yeah, they're not as grippy. They're inconsistent.
I love them, but I'm not up the quality of your riding talent. But I reckon the V-rubbers are great. I don't know. I tried a Michelin once. It was a bit worn, but I definitely wasn't utilising it as hard as most of the other guys are. But yeah, I'll definitely stick with V-rubbers. Or if Darcy keeps giving me tyres, I might stick with those.
Is that your sponsor?
I'll keep giving you tyres, mate. You keep coming on and giving me shit. Yeah, that's all right.
Oh, wait, that's for Wednesday night. We're doing another one tomorrow night, aren't we? It's another round 2.
Yeah, I was actually meant to be doing one tomorrow morning as well, but I didn't tee it. The day got away from me, so I'll have to contact them tomorrow and do it Friday morning. But
how many tyres have you got to give? I'll come and do one.
I
don't even need them.
There's about 230 tyres sitting there, Grant. So, yeah, we've got plenty, mate. Yeah, no, plenty of stock of Kelpie blocks. I reckon everyone should try it as a front tyre because, they'll be surprised at actually how good they are as a front tyre on a 19-inch rim. Yeah, I'm going to do some more experimenting. I was spewing, actually. This weekend was meant to be the Johnny Coleman Cup in Victoria in Broadford. When I was going to go and try something out there, but it got changed. So I have to wait now. I think Albury have got an event on the 12th. So hopefully I'll get to that one. But sort of hanging for a ride at the minute. I'm sure you would be too, Grant.
I've never got my bikes at my house. They've been taken off.
No.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
How did your bike pull up? Usually that's the first. I mean, you weren't running anywhere, unfortunately, but usually that's the first thing a racer checks.
You wouldn't even know it was in a crash.
Oh, you're kidding?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it was a soft crash, and I mean, there's that much dirt. I've never rode on a track with that much dirt before. It would have been like falling off on a sand.
Yeah.
Didn't break a lever, didn't scratch it, nothing.
Yeah, awesome. And so, did your tyre look worn?
Don't know. Can't remember.
Yeah. Next time you'll have to report that back. Have a look next time.
I know the most important thing.
I had a brand new on the spare wheel. It's still in the spare wheel in the shed. Didn't get used. So.
Yeah, no, I'd be interested to hear if it looks like it was peeling hard or not. Because
I don't reckon they would have been wearing out because of how much dirt was on the track.
Yeah, it was pretty deep. Yeah, they put new surface on there not that long ago, from memory.
Yeah, there was no broad sliding. It was just hold on. She was full drive.
Yeah. No, you guys were hammering, and like you said, everything happened so fast. There was actually a couple stacks that weekend, but yeah, yours was by far the worst. And yeah, I don't know, Shah might have received it, but yeah, I sort of sent a message asking if you're right, and because we didn't really hear much. Obviously, we had to break for the helicopter and stuff, but yeah, it did look nasty, but. Yeah, it's good to see you sitting there pretty, well, I don't know how comfortable you are, but you look pretty comfy.
Yeah, no, I'm not too bad actually. I've been worse.
If you're driving trucks again, that's good. What did you say? You got a brace on your foot?
Yeah, so it just stops my foot from dropping down when I lift it up.
Oh, yeah.
It goes down the back of my leg and then flat under my foot. So when I lift my leg to walk, it just stops my foot from going like that, pretty much.
So that would
was
be
your left. Is it your left or your right?
Left.
All right, and you got an auto truck or?
No.
Oh, right. So you can still push the clutch in and at least take off.
Yeah. Yeah, I only
that's
use it to
right.
take off, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly
Yeah.
right. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so I've still got full pressure. I can push straight down.
Yeah.
That's just bending my foot like that. I can't do.
Oh,
And
that's all you.
I can't do that with my toes either.
Yeah, right. Yeah, shit.
So,
Yeah, so
Oh,
that
listen.
I think I caught most of that. That was your nerves will grow back. That was nerve
yeah,
damage.
just nerve damage. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so when I did get feeling back in my legs, I wished I didn't because they were hypersensitive. So just the wind or the bed sheets or something on them felt like someone was trying to cut them off. It's hard to explain. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I had that in my hand actually when I broke my finger bone, and there's some nerve damage there, and you just touched the top of my hand, and it felt like someone was driving a nail through it. Yeah, not pleasant.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain unless you've experienced it yourself.
So do the doctors think that you'll get full feeling back in it and full movement again, or?
Yeah, 2 to 5 years.
Yeah, right. Okay, shit, that's still a fair while, but at least they're confident on that. Well, like you said, they said you're 5 or so months ahead of where they thought you would have been originally, so you're going pretty good with it.
Yeah, so it's not guaranteed, obviously, but yeah, they're on the right track anyway.
Yeah, awesome. That's awesome to hear.
And have you got exercises and that you're doing, like physio, that sort of stuff, or?
Yeah, so I was doing physio every day at the hospital.
Yeah.
But now back at work and stuff, I have a physio that comes around home once a week and sets a plan and
Cool.
she comes back the next week and see how I'm going if I've done it.
Yeah, because that makes a big. You can really tell people that actually commit to their physio and do the work, don't overdo it, and actually listen. The results are always a lot faster. Like I've got a couple mates that they can't even like move their limbs properly because they just couldn't be bothered doing their physio and that sort of stuff. So yeah, definitely worth it. That's why your recovery, you're probably ahead of where they thought you were going to be.
Yeah. In hospital the first day, they sat me up. They didn't want me to stand up. They only wanted me to sit up on the edge of the bed. That was it. I stood up and I couldn't get back up for 3 days after that, but I did
it.
Yeah. Yeah, just think, it sounds like a long time, but it's just in time to get back into the over 35s.
Yeah, that's right.
So you'll be sweet. Pretty good timing, really, when you look at it that way. Over 35 is a good class.
Yeah,
it's still fast as hell.
Oh, yeah. It's never said it was a slow class. I reckon it's one of the fastest. One of the fastest classes.
Hopefully, it'll be a championship class by then.
Yeah, well, definitely. That'd be unreal if it was.
I don't know.
I reckon you'd get a lot more people out of the woodworks if that was the case.
You'd think that it could be, couldn't you?
Yeah, I reckon it should be.
Yeah. I don't know. And then you're going to get a few of us, and especially Goffy, he'll be going, fucking shut up. There's already too many classes.
Yeah. Why do we have 50 laps? I want qualifying.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. Our demographic for the show, our biggest percentage of listeners is between I think it was 40 and 65.
Yeah, right.
So it's the older dudes and dudettes that seem to be, listening to us, and you actually see quite a few of them at the track, and a lot of older guys are racing, and even see at some events and some club days and that over 50 classes and that with a pretty good grid these days. So yeah, it's interesting. You never know. That over 35s might become a championship class one day.
I know when I won the Australian Classic titles, there was a few old fellas, I'm not going to name them, that weren't real happy with us younger people riding in the Classic classes. They said we were too young and too fast, and it's a Classic title for the bikes, not the riders.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's about appreciating the motorcycles, isn't it? That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I love the old bikes. Do you have any old bikes, Grant?
No, not really, no.
Yeah.
So I rode my uncles. They're actually PC from Goulburn. They were actually his two bikes, but I don't own any.
Got to get yourself one or two.
Maybe. They're getting hard to find. I might just keep them on till they turn into class.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
Well, that's probably you're not a born investor or something, are you?
No.
Well,
sounds
look at
like
the
it.
Classic class now. It's period 20, anything 20 years or older. So
I wish I still had the 60 or 85. That'd be cool.
Yeah, we've got a few. I've got one little bike that the kids won't let me sell because it was pretty much all their first bike, and it's a TDR. It's a Chinese bike, but it's been bloody brilliant. It was one of the things that actually made me convinced that China can make good stuff, because I did buy another pit bike and that was absolute pile of shit. But this one's just but it was actually cheaper than this one that I bought. This has been awesome, and it went through 3 owners, and actually it's gone through about 7 kids all learning to ride on it, and it's got a different motor because Willow high-sided it and snapped the motor out of the frame, so we had to weld some new mounts and put a new one in it.
good effort.
But
Cheap quality.
yeah, sorry, what was that?
I said good effort. He said cheap quality.
Cheap quality. Oh no, I've actually got an awesome photo of her sideways when she was about 7, and she's our little athlete, and it was showing back then, and I'd love to get her back on a bike, but she's heading down different directions at the moment, and I don't want to put her on a bike and she get injured and then miss out on other opportunities. So I'm just keeping quiet. But if she comes later and says, "Oh, where's that 250 you promised me?" I'll have to get her one. But
if she's like the rest of us and no good at anything else,
that's the problem. Like she's good at athletics, she's good at footy, she's just sporty spice. So
tell her, say congratulations on her achievements as well. That was that's unreal.
Yeah, it's awesome. I was actually going to put on there that she did tell me that all the kids at her school are lazy, so that was an easy win.
A win's a win.
But she has been working very hard on her fitness and her body strength and that for her footy. So I dare say that's what it was.
Yeah, good on her.
Yeah, so she I don't know if you saw that. You're not really into the technical stuff, are you, Grant? Do you do Facebook and that?
Yeah, I got Facebook and that. I don't post a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, so my youngest daughter, she got like overall under 16s cross country champ and athletics champ and female champ for her school. So yeah, I posted a bit about that today. Pretty proud about it actually. She's
that's awesome.
Proud of all my girls, but yeah, it was an awesome effort.
Good on her.
So anyway, it's been great chatting. I think we've hit the 2-hour mark, which is pretty good, really.
Yeah, the first half an hour was freaking
Tom
unreal.
hit the 2-hour mark.
Oh, you're not letting me fair enough. Jesus, fuck, he's fussy, isn't it? Lap boards and but whether you're actually talking the whole 2 hours or not, I could see you'd be a trouble to the track steward. Like, they must get sick of you.
Yeah.
How many?
I have had a bit of drama with them back.
Yeah, how many envelopes do you carry to them each time you go?
None anymore. I've run out.
The post
Yeah, so
office was like
for
him.
any overseas listeners, if you want to protest at a meeting, you walk up with an envelope full of how much is it now? $70 or something?
75, I think.
$75, and
Is that
you've
for
got to.
seniors as well? Like, is seniors not obviously
Seniors,
allowed?
there's no purple flag's only for juniors. That's not. It's the seniors. There's no such thing as a purple flag.
So
You
how
got
do
to
you protest a meeting
got to
if you've been?
write a letter and take it to the steward.
Right, yeah, with your $75 to lodge it, yeah. Have I
Oh,
got
as
that
a
right?
senior
Yeah.
as well, it's 75
Mm.
bucks too, is it?
Yeah, but yeah, you don't pull the purple flag. You got to write a written letter and take it and hand in, which is
So
stupid.
you have to
by,
protest after the fact.
by then, the meeting's packed up and gone home, and nothing gets done about it.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what
right.
I mean. How does anything happen? How
I've
do you-
actually seen guys
Yeah.
doing it during the meeting, walking up and handing over an envelope.
Yeah, they do it during the meeting, but by the time they're probably in the next round, by the time they get that letter,
it
and
gets sorted. Yeah.
Yeah.
they're not going to go back and do anything about it then.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. So yeah, actually, I was going to wrap it up, but that just got juicy. You gave me an idea. Is that you've had a few ball brawls and a few squabbles around the track, have you?
Yeah, someone else saying any names?
Come on, mate. Give us the juice.
I'll wait till I'm definitely retired. I
Yeah,
might-
you don't
won't
want
help
any
in case.
don't want any more enemies on the track than you need, eh?
Yeah, I want them to help me when I come back, not hate me.
Yeah. Come on, what's a couple? You don't have to say names, but throw some scenarios out of this.
No.
No, it's just not even good because
that will give it away, won't it? That will give it away.
All right.
Yeah, fair-
You can
fair
tell me in
enough.
secret. I promise I won't come on a podcast and tell people.
Right.
Fuck, would you believe that face? I wouldn't.
Nah.
Yeah, not at all.
Oh, shit.
All right, mate. Well, thanks so much for coming on. And yeah, sorry about all the technical issues. And
That's all right.
I think that's probably the most apologies you'll ever hear from me on a podcast. I think that was about the fifth one or something. But yeah, we'll definitely get you back on and hopefully catch you around the track. And I'm glad you're all good and healthy and
Yeah.
got a good support system behind you there by the sounds of it, and the Shah and the boys and that. So looking after you, you mentioned getting your clothes. I wish my wife would do that. I'll have to go and buy my own. But catch you around trackside. Thanks, Tom, for coming on at the time and dealing with it. And I know you didn't want to be thrown in the deep end, but that was really my only option. So
No, that's all
essentially-
right. I was just wish I had more. Shit, at the start of it, I sort of used to write down a few questions and whatnot, but then I just kept taking off the.
Well, we got
after
so
your
pro
leave.
that we got so pro that we just started winging it, didn't we?
Yeah, you've
When I
you've
first
definitely
started
thrown
the
me under
pod.
the bus with this one, and luckily Grant wasn't driving it.
Yeah, you thought it was all professional and you weren't going to need a backup system.
No, I mean, I just stand here and look pretty, and just every time the camera flicks over me, I just smile. That's what I'm here for.
What do they say? Whenever you're with a New Zealander, make sure you've got a backup system. Or a backup plan. I'm sure
Or
that's
don't back up, or don't back
I'm
up
sure
to
I've
New
heard
Zealand.
that somewhere before. But yeah, for some reason my Wi-Fi seems to be firing now, and now the charger on my computer's deciding not to charge, so I'm going to run out of battery shortly. So
Nice.
that's
You've
one
got it
thing
all
that's
sorted
another.
out. I love it.
it's just one of those nights, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
it must be just one of those nights. But hey, guys, thanks so much for coming on. Yeah, keep it sideways until next time. Go Flat Tracker.
Thanks for having me, and I'll see you around.
We'll do, mate.
Go Flat Tracker. Go Flat Tracker. Go, go, go.